Natalia Konen is a fighter. As she heads towards the courthouse in northern Moscow with her son Daniil, her determination is palpable. Igor Lesnych and Maxim Martinsov have been accused of kicking a police officer at a protest last summer. Both men insist they are innocent, but the court rejects their appeal and sentences them to several years in a prison camp. The judgment hits their families hard. Natalia is there to support them. Her son was also put in prison after the Moscow protests, but Daniil was lucky. After just a month in pre-trial custody, most charges against him were dropped and he was released. But Natalia's sense of injustice hasn't gone away.
It's strange. Today it should be the judge, the state prosecutor, the government who feel guilty. But instead, it's us who feel guilty. The boys who were released, the parents, because our children are free.
There have been several mothers' marches in Moscow already, including this one in February of last year. Now the protests have grown into a movement. Down with the police state, they chant here. When thousands took to the streets at unauthorized demonstrations in Moscow last summer, police cracked down heavily on the protesters. Government officials have also repeatedly warned of the dangers of a revolution.
It's impossible to solve our problems on social networks or on the streets. Of course, people can express their opinion freely. That's totally normal. But people have to express their opinion within the framework of current law. Otherwise, our country will end up in a very dangerous situation.
Surveys conducted by an independent pollster show that the majority of Russians now believe there are political prisoners in their country. The human rights organization Open Russia is collecting money to provide legal assistance for them. Natalia Konen is here with several mothers from the movement. There are over 200 of them now, with more joining all the time. They send letters to the detainees and want to fight for their children together.
What happened to us could happen to anyone here. By fighting for our children, we are fighting to protect everyone else in Russia, too.
The authorities seem aware of the potential force a mother's movement could have. Natalia and her fellow activists haven't so far managed to get permission to hold another protest. So for now, Natalia Konen is sticking to Russia's strict laws by protesting for justice on her own.